It's Wednesday, December 30th, 2020, and we're having a 3-hour stream tonight. The second hour of the stream will be on Chess TV. So what I'm doing is a lot of the games in the viewer game analysis are over a month old. So I'm just deleting most of the games because there's like 200 games there. So games are going to sit there for months. So we're going to have to figure out a new strategy to look at games. Because, if you guys are putting 100 games a week, I look at like 20. So I don't know. We'll have to figure out some other method where there's not just infinite games there. Anyway, I'm just going to delete a lot of games. And then I'll look at some of the games that I think I should look at. And so forth. Mainly and so forth. Hello. So, yeah. Let me refresh. So on. We're just going to do viewer game analysis tonight. I don't like doing viewer game analysis, not because of the analysis, because you guys complain more than usual. Yeah. You guys complain anyway, but you guys are like, I donated $1 30 years ago. I want you to look at my game. Will you be doing the early stream tomorrow? I doubt it. This might be my last stream of the year. I don't think I'm going to stream tomorrow. I might. I don't know. Anyway, yeah. Etc. So I'll look at games nonstop from the viewer game analysis submissions. I'm also going to delete a lot of them. And then at some point, I guess this is a good point because the new year's starting. So I guess I'll have to talk to Karen and Trying to Learn and Kangaroo and anybody else of importance and try to figure out how we avoid having hundreds of games in the queue with people complaining I didn't look at their game. Not sure what to do about that, but if my people have some good ideas, that would be good. The other problem we have, which is an even larger problem, this is actually the biggest problem, is you guys, a lot of you aren't good at putting the games there. So even if I want to look at your game, it's virtually impossible. In fact, before the stream started, I had decided to look at a couple games that weren't this one, and I couldn't paste the PGN. I tried to paste the PGN, and then when it said no, I tried to figure out what the error was, and I just gave up at some point. So you guys aren't good at pasting the PGNs. When there's a lot of garbage in the PGN, like when there's sentences like Lichess and websites, it's not going to work. So, yeah. Like that. Yeah. Anyway, yeah. Buzzard Bates subscribed. Hooray. All right, let's see. Guess I should ban him, but I'll just time him out. All right. So thanks, Buzzard Bait, for the sub. Oh, yes. So I said this on Karen's stream, but and also said it on Discord. So when I think people are definitely cheating, I'm right about 96% of the time. When I'm like, that person definitely cheated. And then when I report them, I get my rating points back and I get emails and messages from chess.com about 96% of the time. Random number I just put out there. However, there are times when I'm not sure, like last night. So I thought it was likely, but I didn't know. Now Fen Beingold, he was 1,000,000% sure the guy cheated, but I wasn't. It's a trap subscribed. Yay, thanks for the sub. A 79. Anyway, so I went home, went to bed, and I don't know, 1 in the morning, 2 in the morning, I was like, Yeah, that guy cheated. I thought about the game. I thought about the amount of time he took. I thought about his rating. I thought about his other ratings, like his Puzzle Rush rating and his Tactics Trainer rating, his Bullet rating, his Blitz rating. The fact that I had seconds at the end of the game and he had like 5 minutes left. And after putting it all together, I concluded he cheated. So I sent a report to chess.com and I said, I don't know if this guy cheated, but I think he did. Usually when I send a report to chess.com, it's just like a lot of swear words, that the guy cheated. And I said, I think this guy cheated. I don't know. Anyway, I woke up in the morning, got out of bed, dragged the comb across my head, found my way upstairs and drank a cup. And looking up, I noticed I was late. Found my coat, grabbed my hat. I made the bus in seconds flat. Anyway, I woke up, 7, and I checked my messages and emails, and chess.com did something about an hour after I submitted the report. And I can't tell that he was banned, but people on Discord said he was banned. I don't know if he was banned, but people on Discord said he was. I don't know. I did get my rating points back, which was 50 points because it's rapid. And they sent me a message saying they took action against the player in question. So there you go. Give a dog a bone is correct. Dumb Pickle subscribed. So yeah. There's no chance anybody's games will ever be analyzed. So a new rule is, if anybody asked about their game in the chat, that game will not be analyzed ever. It'll be immediately deleted. So that's what I'm going to do. Yeah. No, it wasn't Hikaru. That wasn't who it was. No. Yeah, I don't know who the player was, but I got my rating points back, and it said they took action. So that's what happened. Yeah. Can I read the queue? There's no queue. Okay. So, yeah, sometimes the chat doesn't work. Probably it's your computer. Yeah. Okay. So, now this person who submitted the game said, I thought I was attacking well, but then the computer says I blundered a piece. Now, in this game, white blundered a piece. So I think the guy who submitted the game was white. But I'm not 100% sure. So, yeah. 100 centidues. Yay. Thanks, Tisker Tasker. Yeah. So we'll assume the person who submitted the game was white, but I'm not sure. Okay, so was it French? Okay, now here white made lots of mistakes, which that's how they play. This was played on chess.com. It was a 10-minute game. White's 1700 and black's 1800. Okay, so here white should play c3, obviously. White played f4. That's the first, not best move. Black should take on d4, but he played knight h6, which was also okay. Knight f3 is okay. Knight f5 is okay. Bishop d3 is okay. All right, now black should just take this. But he played knight h4, which, isn't terrible. It's weird to do this, so early. White should just castle here. But he took, which is, it's okay. Castling's probably better. Yeah, and then probably queen d8's the best move. The queen on h3 is probably more bad than good. Probably. In fact, the engine plays bishop f1. Always play bishop f1. Okay, queen f3 is obviously playable. Black still didn't take on d4. And white should have taken on c5, but he didn't. And finally, black is up a pawn. Okay, bishop b4 check is a good move. Knight d2 is good. I wouldn't take the knight because it's pinned, but it's okay. It doesn't lose or anything. Bishop d7 is okay. 200 cent to deuce, thanks Grungewort. a3 is all right. Knight a5 is legal. Now, the problem with knight a5, and again, go Grungewort. Okay. I say this a lot when I do the game analysis. Lower rated players make a lot of blunders. And a blunder, because people always ask, what's the difference between a mistake and a blunder? There's a lot of differences, but one definition would be a blunder is a move that you know is bad, and a mistake is a move you don't. So you make a move, it's a mistake, your chess coach or your engine says that's a mistake, and you're like, what? Why? What do you mean? Looks good to me. And a blunder is you make a move, you hit the clock, and you're like, oh, can I take that back? Like, you know it's bad. You didn't see something. You're like, oh, wait, I don't want to do that anymore. So a blunder is a really bad move. And when you blunder, and it's a bad blunder, normally you lose material. You lose your queen, you lose your rook, you hang checkmate, something. And that ruins the rest of the game. The rest of the game, you and your opponent played sort of similarly, strength-wise. One of you makes a really bad move, really bad, and then that person loses. And it doesn't really matter who the better player is, it's who blunders less. Now, since lower-rated players blunder more than grandmasters do, you have to minimize the number of moves you make that intentionally lose material, because you also make some moves that accidentally lose material. You can't just be losing material all the time. If you lose material and you're a lower rated player, it should be an accident. If you do it on purpose, like let's say Dubov or Nepomniachtchi, that's because they can calculate many variations and have good judgment. And even then, sometimes they're wrong. But when you guys do it, you're just adding on to the number of times you lose material. Now in this game, White was very insistent on losing his d-pawn. I don't know why. And Black was like, I don't want the d-pawn. And then eventually Black's like, okay. And Black took the d-pawn, and Black's up a pawn, and the engine says Black is doing pretty well. Now, either intentionally or not, I don't know if it was intentional, because I'm not the players. Let's thank Alt F4 Pro for the 5 gift subs. Excellent. Here, Black, I don't know if it's a blunder or it's intentional. I don't know. Gives up his d-pawn. So he plays knight a5, and White, I played b3, but White should take that pawn. Okay. Now, in this game, I think, but I'm not sure, I think White intentionally gives up his d-pawn several moves in a row. Black says, I don't want that pawn. Then Black's like, okay, and takes the pawn. And then later Black's like, you can have the pawn back, I don't want it. Now it could be that neither player sees the pawn as hanging ever, and it's just they're blundering every move. But I don't think so. I think they both see the pawn and they just like, whatever, it's a pawn, who cares? So you shouldn't play chess like that. And every move, the engine's like, take that free pawn, which eventually Black did. And every move, the engine's like, take that pawn back, and then White doesn't. Okay. White never did. Now the engine wants to go back and defend the pawn. Somebody did something. I don't know what. I thought somebody did something. I was wrong. Okay, so castles. Okay, that's legal. Good. It doesn't defend the pawn. Rook AG1. Okay, knight c6, defending the pawn. Always play bishop f1. Queen h6 is excellent. Okay, now, as I've said many times in these streams where I'm teaching, you guys are pretty good at seeing things you can do, but you're not good at seeing what your opponent can do, even if it's easier. It doesn't matter if it's easy or difficult. You guys see tactics for yourself, and you don't see tactics for your opponent. This is a psychological problem lower rated players have all the time. And so this position with the queen and the king lined up, something could be, a niche. And, black's threatening knight takes pawn here. And white has to do something about it, but white played g4 because white's only interested in what he's doing. And so black took the pawn. Okay. I assume white didn't see that. Did they see your boots? Oh. Okay, queen g3 is good. Okay, now, in this position, white's threatening g5, which attacks the queen and the knight. And black played the very interesting move rook c8. And now, g5 doesn't necessarily work because queen g6, even though it hangs the knight, you're killing him on c2. Okay, and again, there's no doubt white should play bishop takes d4. And sometimes when I watch Karen play, oh, there you are. Sometimes she doesn't take things. And I think the usual reason is she doesn't see she can take things.
Right.
That's what I hope. and it happens a lot. Okay, and a lot of it is psychology. Karen's not expecting every single move that her opponent's going to blunder, whereas I am because I have more experience than her. So I know you guys blunder every move, and she doesn't. Okay, so again, bishop takes d4 is the right move. It takes a pawn. It threatens the knight. It activates the bishop. 200 centidues, Grungewart.
Yay.
No, the train's dying. Boo,
Hey,
boo.
Grungewart.
Yeah.
Hey, Lords of Acid.
Okay, so king d1, which threatens the knight because it unpins this. Right. Okay. Queen g6, threatening the c2 pawn. Now, that's actually a mistake because white can play f5. Very hard move to find. Very hard. You're stopping queen c2. You're threatening the queen. And the queen's threatening the knight. After f5, the engine says it's equal. Instead, black has many ways to win. Basically, every move wins except queen g6. f5 is a very hard move to find. And the reason grandmasters are grandmasters is 8 subs, 600 bits. That's why. 200 centidues. The reason grandmasters are grandmasters isn't because they play great moves every move. The reason is when there's forced tactics that win or lose or even draw, and you have to play that way, they're very good at that. A grandmaster is very good at finding the move f5, which attacks the queen and attacks the knight. And if super grandmasters were playing, black would go, if I play queen g6, my opponent can play f5, so I can't play queen g6. If lower rated players are playing, black plays queen g6 threatening the pawn and has no idea what white will do. It's like, well, white's going to make a move. I hope he doesn't defend his pawn. I mean, you can't really defend the pawn. Well, none of these pieces can defend the pawn. So the options are bishop d3 and f5. And f5 wins a piece, so it's a good option. All right, so white played bishop d3. Okay, and then white traded queens, which is actually correct. Okay, and here white made a really, really bad blunder. Now white's losing because white's down, 2 pawns, and white's pawns are all hanging. But he made a really bad blunder, again, not seeing what his opponent's doing. He took this, and now Karen will give the winning move for black. That's why she's here.
I will. Wasn't even paying attention. I was looking at Twitchy, asking about the hoodie. Winning move for black. You could go rook d3 check and forking.
Right.
Yeah, that hoodie's not in the merch store. That's a New Balance hoodie.
So you can't be rated 17, 1800 and play a move like that. You can't do that. Yeah. I mean, you don't talk to a man like Mo Green like that. Right?
Yeah.
Don't ever talk against the family. All right. Yeah. Now, when I stream, or when I read the internet, or when I look in the sky, or when I look on the floor, or when I see a homeless guy asleep outside, it's always the same thing. They're like, I play chess and I want to get better. Should I study this opening book? Should I get a lesson with this guy on this opening? Should I play the London? And then the next guy says, should I play the London? And the third guy says, should I play the London? Okay, none of that matters. All the questions that you guys ask on how to get better at chess have nothing to do with getting better at chess. The way to get better at chess is stop hanging all your pieces. Sometimes it's an accident, which this obviously was. White didn't want to lose his bishop.
Right.
In other positions, it was on purpose. People were just giving pawns away, and they were like, whatever, it's a pawn, who cares? Okay? Y'all willy-nilly. Yeah. M. Cabretti subscribed. Good. So, if you can play game after game after game and not blunder pieces, then your rating goes way up. But if you play the London and you read the, Jobava London and Ginger GM, and you play 15 moves of theory, and the engine says you're plus 1.3, and then you hang all your pieces, you lose anyway. So that other stuff doesn't matter. Now, if you're a super grandmaster and you get an advantage every single game, the first 15 moves, then you're going to do really well. Okay, like Kasparov and Fischer, for example. Okay, Kasparov and Fischer analyzed the opening more deeply than their comrades. So they were always getting advantages, having great positions on move 15, 20, and then they would win. And so this is one of the reasons Anand has been good for so long. Anand's preparation is the best. Anand knows more theory than atoms in the universe. Okay, and the reason ChessBase exists is because of Anand. The people who made ChessBase in Germany, Anand was over there at the beginning. So he knows how ChessBase works better than anybody. And his opening preparation with his coaches and seconds and all the work that he's done for all the world championship matches, even though he's in his 50s like I am, he can play 30 moves of prep against everybody in the world and still draw. He can draw everybody. And other people in their 50s, like Shabalov, the truth hurts. He's the U.S. senior champion, though. Well, actually, I think Benjamin is. That's right, Benjamin is. Yeah.
Who? Oh, Joel.
Yeah. So it's funny. I went to the World Open last year. That's right. And Shabalov and I are similarly rated, so we were next to each other a lot. Shabalov won the first round against Damir Student, by the way. And Damir was better and then played bad. And Damir fell out of his chair. His chair broke or something.
I remember that.
Anyway, then the next 7 rounds, Shabalov drew.
Hey, buzzer bait.
Shabalov isn't known for drawing. So, but when you're in your 50s, then you're slightly less sharp than you used to be.
Hey, baby, timeless.
Yeah, you should play the London. Yeah, of course. Yeah. So, yeah. Carlin, not as good as Carlsen. Yeah, probably. Yeah. So it's funny. Carlsen's really good when it's really technical, and Dubois good when it's really insane. So when those positions occurred, that's who was pressing. And here's what's funny about that. One of the most scared players of all time is Vidit. And Vidit's a very good player. Vidit's 2,700 FIDE, but he's scared. And when he saw the Dubov-Carlsen games, he says, I wouldn't play like this, against Carlsen because I don't know what's going on. And the problem is, if Vidit plays the way Vidit plays, so he knows what's going on, and it's like a simple, everybody understands it, Carlsen understands it better. So Vidit's just going to lose and draw to Carlsen every game. way to beat Carlsen is to play like a lunatic. And then Carlsen doesn't know what's going on, so he doesn't play as well. And when it's a simple, technical kind of position, Carlsen's the best. Okay, Kramnik was good at that. Karpov was good at that, etc. And when Karpov played Kasparov, if it was a boring technical game, Karpov's better. And if it was really exciting, then Kasparov was better. So Dubov is a good person to beat Carlsen and to lose because he plays in that style, and Vidit is not. God damn. Vidit wants to be slightly worse and try to draw. Okay, and Dubov didn't necessarily, win easily when he won. He was losing the last game, but he made it very difficult for Magnus because the positions were weird. They were complicated. They were confusing. And you would think this would bode well for Nakamura, but it doesn't. But you'd think it would, that Nakamura would beat Carlsen a lot because Nakamura likes these interesting positions. But for some reason it hasn't worked. Same with Shirov. Shirov never beat Kasparov. They had the same style, but Kasparov's better. So sometimes it doesn't work. But, these things happen. But Dubov's pretty good. By the way, none of you guys ever say anything good about Dubov or Duda, but you guys spend 99% of your energy saying Firouzja's the greatest player ever. That's all they ever talk about. They're like Firouzja this and Ali Reza that. They never talk about the other young players who were good, like Jeffrey Zhang. All right.
Yeah.
And they love Firouzja.
I thought Firouzja was a good bit younger than those others.
That's correct. Yeah. Man, do they like Firouzja. Man.
That's because he's younger.
Maybe.
They think he's going to get better.
I think they just like Firouzja. Yeah. But Dubov's good. Yeah. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Fabiano's good. Yeah. Ali Rez is higher rated than all the other juniors? Maybe. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Firouzja is younger, but man, a lot of you guys like Firouzja for the wrong reason. Not because he's young. You like Firouzja because he's playing 30-second and 1-minute chess on Lead Chess and Chess.com. And Dubov does it, that's why they like him, right? They think Naroditsky, Andrew Tang, and Firouzja are the three best players in the world because the world to them is online 30-second chess. By the way, those guys are good at online 30-second chess. God damn. I mean, those guys are pretty good. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yay, lots of people. No, but I mean, it used to be, here's what it used to be. This is complicated.
Hey, Cloud Ingra.
It used to be everybody on the internet with internet chess thought that was chess, and the top players in the world, they cared about slow chess and live chess and the World Championship and Super GM tournaments, and you guys didn't care about that. You guys wanted to watch Naroditsky play Firouzja 30-second chess for 4 hours. Okay. However, because of the pandemic, a lot of the top players, not all of them, but some of them are coming around to your way of thinking, that maybe Blitz and Bullet and Rapid on the internet is as important as slow chess as long as the money's there. Now, for old school, like Jonathan Tisdall, right? Mm-hmm. He's like, I don't want to watch that. I want to watch Carlsen, Nakamura, like a 5-hour game. I want to see good moves. I don't want to see one guy hangs his queen and one guy mouse slips and one guy loses his connection. He don't want to see that. That's not what he wants to see.
Can you say hi to Pam?
It's Pam. Go Pam.
Hey, Pam.
I don't even think Pam is here, but yeah,
She's
obviously
here.
she is. Yeah. I did see that Marianne died.
What?
Marianne from Gilligan's Island.
She did?
She died of COVID.
When?
Dawn was today or yesterday. Yeah. Dr.
know
Krieger
that.
69 subscribe. I did see that. Yeah.
I forgot the actress's name right this second.
Dawn Wells. Now,
Yeah.
now, let's pretend this was 1940, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90. In those years, you didn't know, you didn't know who was good at blitz, who was good at bullet, who was good at rapid, and nobody cared. Nobody said, I wonder who'd win a rapid game, Karpov or Spassky. Tournaments were slow tournaments. If there was a blitz tournament, it was a one-off and it was like for fun. It wasn't serious. It wasn't like, here's $40,000, So nobody knew about that or cared about that. If you did play blitz chess, it was for fun. It wasn't like, oh, I'm the best blitz player in the world and he's the second best, he's the third. They didn't do any of that. Now, that's like overtaken slow chess. That's all you guys care about. Now, who's that good for? It's good for Naroditsky. It's good for Nakamura. People who are really good at blitz and bullet. Although Nakamura's like 32, 33 now, so truth's going to hurt soon. In fact, the truth's already hurting for Magnus. God damn. Turned 30 and that was the end of him.
Man, I didn't know Dawn Wells died.
Yeah, she was 80-something. 82. Yeah.
I've known,
I think most of them have died. I'm not sure if any of them were alive. Anybody alive from Gilligan's Island? He's dead, he's dead, he's dead, she's dead. Yeah, they might all be dead now. Yeah. Tina Louise is alive? Ginger is alive. Yeah. It was only a 3-hour tour, that's right. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. That's terrible.
Yeah, I agree. I liked the Dubov-Carlson match today. I liked all the matches. Obviously, Aroni and Naka didn't play very much, but the other people played and played and played and never stopped playing. Yeah. All right.
Hey, Chica.
Right. Now, you could argue that... I'm not arguing either way. I'm just telling you the argument. You could argue we need everybody in the world to love chess, so we have to make chess more exciting, so we have to have faster time controls. Okay? That would be like Greg Shahade talking, right? So you watch Bullet and Blitz and Rapid, and it's intriguing. And if you're not a huge chess fan, you're the gawking rabble, and you see a 5-hour game, and the guy sits there for 25 minutes and moves a pawn one square, you might turn soccer on or something. So most sports try to make their game more interesting for the gawking rabble. Basketball, are you ready for this? Basketball 40, 50, 60 years ago, there's no dunking. You can't do that. Not because they couldn't do it, but that's gauche.
Unseemly.
You don't do that. Right. Okay. And in a lot of sports, they try to jazz it up. They're like, what do we do so people like this sport? Okay, not in soccer. In soccer, 0-0 is the best, right? 0-0 was the highest scoring game once in 1962. That was the highest scoring game in any soccer game all year, was 0-0.
Okay.
Well, $50. Nick Rumprost. Review my game, December 19th. Yeah.
Wow, that does deserve a view.
There were basketball games with no shot clock that ended like 3-2. See, the shot clock, which you don't know about because you're probably not a basketball fan, you're required to shoot and hit something. You can't just hold the ball for 2 hours and say 0-0.
I'm probably not a basketball fan.
Right. Now, no, but you know Dominique Wilkins and Spud Webb?
My brother made me learn.
But it used to be they would hold the ball and then nobody would ever shoot. Yeah. And that wasn't illegal. That was really exciting, except for one thing. Yeah, except for one thing. Yeah. Now it's 170 to 160. Yeah.
Like the 50 move rule.
Exactly. Yeah.
I just said right.
All right. Yeah, she knows all the Atlanta Hawks from the 80s and 90s. Yeah. You're 50, 30, appeal. Yeah.
I'm sure you were also improving your chess.
All right, let's see here. What happened? Somebody gave me money. Time to leave. Nick Rumprost. See, now he gave $50, so we might hook him up.
To review his game.
Yeah, we might. I was considering
19th.
it. Of course, the PGM will be unreadable and so forth.
Mm-hmm. Yay, Rumprost.
Man, December 19th. Here it is.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see.
It doesn't look very long.
No. Played my first tournament game ever. 90-30. I was getting sick of pawn moves. I got ADHD. Was playing. Thanks for taking a look. All right. I like the ADHD part. All right, and then let's see. We got JS. JS reminds me of that purse I got you.
Yeah, with my engraving, I came
Right, in gold.
And then I decided I had to show it off tonight.
Right, well, of course.
That was ridiculous.
Frankly. All right. 90-30. 90-30. And then, right. Now, let me ask you a question. If he was showing this to a grandmaster in Philadelphia, how much would he have to pay him?
A grandmaster in Philadelphia. I don't know.
Yeah, $50. Yeah.
Oh.
200 centidues. Why is my OTB 300 points higher than my OTB regular? What should I be looking for? Oh, buzzard bait, $100. Joe, 2596 subscribed. I submitted a game, but it got deleted. Let's see. I'm just deleting games, that's why. Bjorn 1-1 subscribed.
We need to come up with a system.
About Tree Fitty. It was reviewed. Wait, what?
It was reviewed. Yeah, Temple's in Philly. I went to Temple for grad school.
No, hold on a second here.
Who's talking about Temple?
Okay, this guy, Joe, says, I submitted a game. It got deleted before it got reviewed. Okay?
Okay.
Then he says it was reviewed asterisk.
Um,
Translate that into English.
the King's Gambit game. Well, I don't know. Do you need it reviewed or not?
What?
Joe? I guess you do.
Somebody said, someone in the chat suggested,
Yeah.
Kangaroo's going to stick some suggestions, but said, whenever I stream what I'm doing now and the stream's over, delete all the games.
I was about to say that too. It should always be for a specific stream. People that way, only the people that are there.
Right,
they-
but the
you
problem is
Yeah.
the specific stream could be 3 hours and there's 120 games submitted. So I just look at 10 games and delete the other ones. I mean, that's what's
Yeah.
happening. Okay.
Because it's not hard for somebody to put their game another time. They didn't make the cut.
Yeah.
Maybe, if they gave a little donation.
I expect too much.
Get in there. Yeah, I would delete it after every.
Damn.
Yeah, it's not a big deal, and then they can just redo it. That way, it's always purged, and you only have recent games.
It's not a big deal to you, but then I'm going to read complaint after complaint
Yeah,
after complaint.
I just ignore that kind of stuff.
Okay. You expect not too much enough. Yeah. That's from Futurama.
I wouldn't give any of it any attention at all.
Damn. Truth hurts. So we have an announcement. So I don't give chess lessons, and then Karen said I do. And so what that means is if you want chess lessons, contact Karen. She'll tell you an amount you can't afford, and then some of you will do it anyway. So that's what's happening right now.
I mean, it's way more than what's normal
Right.
for grandmasters.
So
Don't bother emailing me.
I mean,
you want to pay way more.
if you guys are like, I'll give you $50,000 for 1 hour lesson, then all of a sudden I give lessons according to Karen.
Because we had we had an offer we couldn't refuse an email, and so if somebody wants to pay a ridiculous
Right.
price, Ben will give you a lesson.
Exactly.
Certainly email me.
Yeah, it'd be a great present for your girlfriend, boyfriend, or both. Or there could be, never mind. Let's see. Yeah, it's an offer you can't understand. Yeah.
Yeah, just email me.
Right. Now she'll make you an offer you can't understand. Yeah, exactly. Okay, so the Black gave me $50 and said, look at this game. Now, they usually don't play B6. When they want to play B6, they play Queen D7 first. One of the reasons is Queen G4, but the other reason is to stop the bishop from going to B5 to A4 and then C3, bishop C2 later which is too complicated for this stream. But b6 is okay. Okay, so queen g4, and then bishop f8, that's right. Yeah. And this is the way Yasser used to play when he played black in a Winnow. I mean, he'd lose, but he played this way. So the idea is the center's closed, and black's going to trade off his white squared bishop.
I know about this.
Yeah.
This is like the favorite thing for me to do in life. Makes Spencer so happy.
Mm-hmm. And bishop a6.
If you're
Very
there,
reasonable.
Spencer.
Yeah. So it's weird to play queen g4 and queen e2, so I wouldn't recommend queen e2. This is strange. Okay. So this is a perfectly cromulent position.
Mm-hmm.
Put it in h. h6 isn't a move that I would play, but all right. Doesn't lose. So I'm guessing white wanted to play c3, so he just moved his knight out of the way to play c3. He could play knight e2 and do that. That move's very strange. DFE subscribed. That's very strange.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Knight f5. g4 is a bit airy. Well, that's a good move.
That is the longest user ID I've ever seen. Mango is not good wake up sheet.
Mm-hmm.
My God.
Yeah, he wants to play c3. Wow. Okay, now here black made a very bad move. This is actually a good strategical question. This would be like this is a good puzzle for strategy, not for tactics.
Okay.
Yeah, what should black play here? This is a really good strategical question.
What should black play here? Let me see.
Yeah, every grandmaster would play this move without thinking. This is the kind of thing where a high-rated player just knows this is the right move, and a low-rated player, like even if they played the right move, they'd just be like, I don't know.
I play c5.
C5 is a very reasonable move.
Okay.
Okay, it sort of ignores what white's doing. White's white's coming, right? Yeah, you can stop white from coming with a strategical move. C5 is fine. Then after f5, it's a big mess. Like everybody's playing crazy. Yeah, nothing wrong with c5. It's fine. But you have a move that stands out.
I don't know. I'm not very good.
I don't know is correct. That's right.
F5?
F5 is what he played.
Oh.
That's a bad move. H5. Yeah, H5. Normally, white would want to play H3, which obviously is illegal. And so this is a big threat. I mean, that's just winning. Mm-hmm. And whatever this pawn does, it doesn't matter if it does this or this. My knight's just on F5 forever. That's the end of white has no play. This knight goes here, and that's it. Like, none of these pieces can ever do anything. Okay? And the engine says after G5, black has a big advantage because black plays knight f5 and black plays c5 and knight c6 and white can't do anything. But the move that the engine says is the second best is the one you should play in practice. To not be strategically losing, you must play f5, which is tactically suspicious. But strategically, it's great because your bishop can get out, your knight can get out, you're attacking black's king. It's not good, but it's tricky. This is not good and it's not tricky. Black just plays knight f5, c5, and white can't do anything. White's the worst bishop ever. So h5 is a standout move. Now, one of the psychological reasons black did not play h5 is he played h6. So now it's hard to play h5. But, yeah. I mean, white's trying to play f5, and this is just really strong.
You have to email me, Dr. Krieger69.
Yeah, he played f5, doesn't lose, but now we open it up on the bubble up. Okay, and unfortunately he knew the en passant rule. Wow, gf, that's a move I wouldn't have played. And now the engine likes white, because black's king is very airy. Okay, queen e2 is okay, but f5 was better. The engine plays king d7 here. That way you can play like queen g8 defending your pawn and your, here. And your king can run over to the queen side where it's safe. Okay, queen d7. g5 is a losing move. That's just a losing move. Yeah, I mean, this move gives away the f5 square, and it makes white's bishop on c1 and white's knight on h3 shallow and pedantic. Like, this just kills all of white's pieces. f5 makes white's pieces very nice. Knight f4, bishop on c1's open. We're opening up the line to the king. Yeah, so this is a real big blunder here. The black made a move I would never think of, and the engine says it's the second best. Wow. Obviously, you want to play hg, because that gets rid of your isolated pawn, opens up your rook on h8. But you played king d8, which isn't bad. It's sort of like king d7, you're running away to safety. And then e5, yeah, rook e1's a blunder, because of e5 attacking this knight. Yeah, now the game is over. See, when the rook was on f1, you could play f5. Now f5's not defended. The problem is, if you save your knight, which I recommend, then black plays e4. And this is like in your game that you beat Kangaroo. You get this nice pawn. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and black's just winning. Yeah, white's pieces make no sense. Put it in H. Yeah, it's just completely winning for black. Plus a million. Oh. Very nice. Yep. Very good play by black. Too good if you ask me.
Oh, yeah, Kangaroo doesn't want to hear about that game anymore.
Go Kangaroo, but stay there.
He's still
Ooh, F2's a good move.
smarting from the blows. Bat, 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 bat. A rare victory.
So in this position, Karen, white played queen g1. I'm guessing it was a mouse slip. Although it was in real life. It was 90-30 in real life. Mm-hmm. So maybe the guy was going to move his queen and a mouse ran by and his hand slipped. That's a mouse slip. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I think he played queen g1 instead of resigning. But after queen takes f2, the knight's hanging. And after knight takes f2, queen f3's mate. Mm-hmm. So he just like, all right. Yeah. All right, and then here. Now, if I was playing in a tournament in real life, I would play queen f3 check. Because if I do this, I have to find another queen, and I'm not doing that. Mm-hmm. Yeah, you could also go here. That saves you from finding another queen, because you can do this.
Mm-hmm. That was a good job. So that was his first over-the-board game?
Right.
That was very good.
Mm-hmm.
I assume you played
that was over the board. So this is funny. If I showed this game to anybody, they would say queen g1's a mouse slip, but it was played in real life.
Yeah.
So that's, yeah.
That's
Why
right.
couldn't the queen take back? What? English? Most sets come with an extra queen. Got me on that one. All right. So that game had some errors, but the best move of the game for somebody who hasn't played a lot of chess is e5, because it attacks the knight on h3. And if you look at all of white's pieces, which I'm highlighting, right? Mm-hmm. That's the only one that's not protected.
Yeah.
So that's the one you got to watch out for, and that's exactly what happened. And it's just strategical. Once the knight is saved, e4 is winning. And then that's ridiculous. Knight b5 was a weird move. That was a strange move.
Oh, he didn't resign. You had to find a queen, Nick?
No, boo. Yeah.
Yeah, great game, especially for your first over the board.
Yeah, I wouldn't use an upside down rook. I would rather use a queen. No, that would be better. Yeah.
Hey, I have to go. It's time to sing.
Mm-hmm. You see your roll bag there? You can put your new purse, and it goes through the sleeve, and then it's one thing. You know.
I'm not
saying to do that.
But you'll have to show me later because I don't know what
All
you're
right,
doing.
so, okay. See this goes through here? See?
Yeah.
Okay. So you see the roll bag, the handle? That handle could go through here. It could.
Could.
And then this would be hanging on that. The purse does that too. It has a sleeve, it has a thing like this. And then
Yeah.
and then you put it on, and then you just walk, you can roll it, it'll be on top of the roll bag. It'll be sitting on the roll bag. you know.
okay.
That, I mean, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
It's good like if you're traveling.
Yeah.
But that's common, that bags are like that you do that. That's like a good trick.
I make it work, but
Yeah.
even if they don't come that way.
But that's a trick you can do. yeah.
Definitely.
All right.
So what are you guys doing? I guess you're doing this the rest of the night?
Somebody asked why not knight takes pawn, then queen f3, and the truth hurts. Well, you can ask the arbiter for a queen. That's standard. Yeah. Etc. Yeah, that would be good for black because it's mate next move. All right, good game.
What are you talking about?
Exactly. It's too complicated. All right. Delete everything.
Yeah, I think that's a good practice. It's just after, just always delete it, and then it's
I always delete it.
yeah.
Yeah.
And then people can add right when it's time to do it again.
I always try to delete everything. The problem is when I look at the games and I'm like, let's look at this game, and I copy and paste, then the PGN doesn't work.
Yeah.
Boo, boo. And boo earns. That game's too long. This game's not long enough. Knight c4. See, whenever it has this, and and then that, come on. That's not going to work.
What do you mean? Oh, because it's
Yeah, it's got like,
comments.
it's got all this nonsense.
Yeah.
That doesn't work. Let's see. Let me know, blah, blah, blah. But I have good results with it. What? On move 12, you have good results with something? I like this one. Except for this sentence here that's going to ruin it. But we're going to look at this game. This is an opening that I play with white. But I can fix it before it's broken.
Yeah, you can get rid of the sentence.
I hope so. Ugh. The important thing is when you paste the PGN is to put lots of writing inside, so that doesn't work. All right, what are the chances this works? Not good? All right, it worked. Me versus not me. So I guess he was white. All right, white is 1653, black is 1381, and this is from JA734. This was a game in 30 played in 2014. All right. Yeah, I'm clicking on the wrong stuff. No. All right, 791 viewers. Nobody can submit a game. This person's also Archer.
Yeah.
All right, good chat, good chat. Yeah, I think Dr. Dim was banned and his children's children. All right,
Yeah.
so this is the game. Now, he says bishop g4 is his pet move. Now, as you all know, by transposition, because normally black plays e5 and then knight c6, now white can play d5 somewhat advantageously, but all right, we transpose. So this is the typical tibia of the classical King's Indian.
Yeah.
And the bayonet variation, which was popularized by me, Von Whaley, and Kramnik, mainly Kramnik, is b4. Okay? And knight h5 and a5 are the most common moves. He played knight e8, which is also a move. c5, f5, knight g5, and then black played f4. Now, I don't think f4 would be a move a grandmaster would play. That's not the right plan. Drew Penner subscribed. Yeah, F4 is that's not good.
Yay. Hey, Drew, and I owe you an email.
Yeah, probably H6 is right. Yeah. And I quite like Bishop G4, even if the engine doesn't like it. I think Bishop G4 is fine. Yeah, the engine likes a lot of moves. So, yeah, Bishop G4 is a perfectly cromulent move. Yeah. So, yeah, F4 is too committal. You know, there's some pressure here on the center. So probably H6 is the right move. Okay, knight F5 is best. Otherwise, you're going to get in on E6 and you're just going to win. So you got to play for tricks. See the discovered attack here? Mm-hmm. Okay, knight E6 is forced, I think. This is all forced. Knight D4, yeah. This is very good play. Knight D5, threatening E7. Yeah, all these moves are good. Queen B8 is fine. Queen G5 is fine. Stopping E7, winning. E7 still. Rook F7. And the engine says white's a little bit better here. Knight's pretty good on D4. Complicated. Bishop B2 is good. Okay, H5 is just a losing move. Terrible. Yeah, the engine wants to kick out the knight with C6. Because, the knight's protecting the E7 pawn. Mm-hmm. So C6 is the best move. Yeah, H5 is not, Yeah, here you should play bishop to D7 or take on D6 first. You always retreated, which is okay. Now C6. Bishop takes D4 is good. And now your opponent made a mistake. They should just take back. But they played this, which is not good. Bishop E6 also isn't good. You should move your bishop. It's a very tricky position because all the pawns are hanging. But white has two bishops. So white's going to be better in the end. Just a simple retreat. Tripling it up on the bubble up. Queen B3 is okay. Knight C7 is just a blunder because it undefends the D6 pawn. So that just loses. So here, Queen C7, the engine prefers black because the queen wants to go here and defend everything, get the rook out. Knight C7 just allows takes, and black resigns. Yeah, I assume he just missed that. Now white's taking all the pawns. Terrible. Now black's set up for the next game. That's an interesting move. Yeah, okay, and white's up material and winning, right? All right, and then nothing's happening. Checkmate, hooray. Yeah. So that's a very, very tricky line, which personally I've played a lot, and I have some good wins and some terrible losses in the bayonet. But it got too tricky for black there, and knight c7 is just a real blunder. I mean, you can't have these pieces here the whole game, and this pawn is defended twice, and he undefended it. No, and then it's just over. And white's up 5,000 pawns. Yeah, so queen c7, the game would continue. Bishop g4 is a reasonable move, but I don't like f4. And I didn't realize knight e8 was a common line. I mean, because it's probably not the most common move unless things have changed. Well, in this position, a5 and knight h5 were always the common moves. But some people play knight d7 or knight e8. It happens. Right, sweetie?
Yeah, I'm going to load up, and then
Yep.
he's going to get a Coke, and then when he gets back,
Mhm.
I'll head out.
Yeah.
So I'm going to say bye. So bye, everybody. Enjoy the stream.
Mm-hmm. Hey, we're on Chess TV.
Yeah.
Hi, 1,900 viewers. $2,000 viewers. Hi, viewers. Hi, Chess TV. We're doing viewer game analysis today. The viewers have unusual names like me and not me, and I think one of them was on first. 200 centidues. Go Chess TV. Go Tisker Tasker. 48. Hooray. Never lets you get hiring us your premium. That is funny. Yeah. How do you get a game reviewed? You don't. Hey, Mark. Who's on first? That is correct. Probably in German, that whole skit is even funnier. All right. How many players on a baseball team? 9. All right, back to whatever it is I was doing. So yeah, bishop g4 is okay. I've seen worse. Let's see. Hillbilly attack. Sounds good. Yeah, all right. I can't look at that game. Can't look at that game. That doesn't make any sense. That won't work. That might work. Yeah, we'll skip that. That game we already looked at. Let's see. That's too long. That doesn't make any sense. I don't like that. All right, here we go. This is a draw against Levy. I'm 1,700 to 1,800. All right. I don't know if this was a simul or a regular game. I don't know. Seems like a 1,700 shouldn't draw Levy, but what do I know? All right. So white straight at 1765. Says the time control is 180 plus 4. Huh? Is that 30 minutes? This has got to be a simul, right? It has to be. Otherwise, what would it be, 180? Yeah. Game was drawn by reputation. All right. I finally found a game fine enough to be married in. 100 days, 180 seconds? It is? Yeah, that makes sense. 3 plus 4. So it's just a 3-minute game. All right. 2,100 viewers adieu. Hi, viewers adieu. What time is it, Karen? No, it's time for another train. You know, in a couple minutes. Okay, this was a 3-minute game between the guy in the chat and then Gotham Chess. Okay, so it was a French. Gotham played an unusual line. Take with the G pawn, which is probably best. Bishop E3 is legal. Knight C6 seems strange to me, but the engine says it's right. B6. Very strange line Black is playing. Getting his opponent out of theory. Okay, Rook G8 looks good. Rook G1. Wow. Yeah, I would just castle here. But yeah, Rook G1 is probably just as good. I wouldn't want to play Rook G1, but all right. Queen D5 looks legal. Queen B3 is definitely legal. Queen takes queen's probably just an equal ending. Play Queen F5. Now, this is unusual. Normally, they only let titled players make illegal castling moves, but you somehow beat the system. Maybe it thought you were Gotham Chess, and you were able to long castle. Castling through the rook's attack. Not recommended by Beth Harmon. Abe Froman, 4444 subscribed. Hooray. Go, everybody. Go like a pro. Look at that castling. Amazing. Man, no wonder you didn't lose. All right, good job. What, to talk about your purse? I can't tell which one of those purses is better. Oh, snap.
No, she wondered if I was going.
What'd you say?
Yeah, I told her.
You need any money?
She's
Got some scent to do?
She's like won't ever sit there by herself.
Yeah.
Like the other night when I was leaving because you were home, she's like, "Well, I'll be sitting by myself." I sit here by myself all the time.
What's your favorite movie?
Is this mine?
No, it's mine, but I don't want it. I mean, I don't want it. I was going to put it in their cash register. I could put it in that thing that we have.
Yeah.
I fixed that. I took stuff out.
We fixed it.
Yeah, I mean, and I don't know if I fixed it, but they're in the right place now. Yeah. Her favorite movies play Misty for me. Anybody get that? Hector24 subscribed. In Europe, it's legal. That is correct.
What's legal?
Castling this way, through attack. Purple Fae gave 5 centidues. Hooray for Purple Fae. Let's see. Clint Eastwood is correct. Bye, sweetie. Can you explain this castling? Yeah, the king goes 2 squares, and the rook goes to the other side. Okay, so knight a5 attacking the queen. The engine says this is all equal. Bishop e4. Bishop d3. That's good. And then they traded everything. That's good. Yeah, the whole game has been equal. Nobody's had any advantage ever. Very, very high level game. Okay, now you can't take with the rook because of bishop h6. So he takes with the pawn. Castles is legal. g4 is very dangerous. This is not engine approved because black has an isolated h-pawn and would like to trade it off. So the engine just plays h5 here, trading off the pawn, and says black is slightly better. Bishop's a little bit better than the knight. Levy played another way, also possible. And then he doubled up on the bubble up. And he changed his mind and played h5, which is correct. And e5 is just a very bad move. And Levy missed his chance here. So Levy played f takes e5, but actually winning was bishop takes e5 because this is pinned. So this just simply wins a pawn. And f e5 does not win a pawn. So now there's no reason to play e5. You have this very nice center. Black has doubled pawns. You don't want to play e5. You want to leave this just like that. Perfect. Okay, so g takes h5 is equal according to the engine. And this is a very nice center. This ruins your center. It also blunders a pawn. So black could have won a pawn with bishop takes e5, but he decided not to do so. That is correct, Pam. Go, Pam. All right, so he missed a chance to get a big advantage. Now it's just equal again. Yeah, this looks just like a total draw. Very strange play by Levy, letting your king walk up with tempo, but it doesn't affect the fact that it's a draw. Now black's probably slightly better because your knight on g3 is a little funny. Well, you defended your knight, good. Yeah, now you're in a lot of trouble moving your king back like that. I think I have to open the door. I'll be back. Talk amongst yourselves. No, I guess not. I imagined everything. I was sure that was Karen knocking on the door, and I guess I just imagined noise. Crazy old man. All right, now, if black had his druthers, he would win the game immediately, but it's not his move. White has to stop the explosive king d5 with an explosive move of himself. Now he has good drawing chances. Got to stop that king from coming in. King b6. That should be winning for black. Okay, and he did take everything. I guess it's not winning. It's just better for black. Everybody makes a queen. Even though black gets to move first and the e5 pawn's hanging, it's still a draw. All right, so here, this was a blunder on black's part. Black needed to take that pawn on e5, but he was just kept checking for some reason. And now he's actually losing. Now white is finally winning. because the e6 pawn is just too weak. Yep, and now white's winning. Hooray! And then Levy resigned, and our guy on our stream won. Yeah, no, that's not what happened. Couldn't the knight have captured? Can we look at that again? The knight can capture. That's why there's a pawn that's defending it. Right, then pawn takes, right. Black won a pawn. Easy peasy. All right, we had to look one more move. Yeah, I mean, black just wins a pawn for nothing. So, all right, back to whatever it is we were doing. So he took the pawn on e6. And now white's winning. But it's a 3-minute game, so you know. You know how it is. 500 centuries. Okay, now queen takes a2 is a blunder, and now white's winning immediately, but he didn't find the immediate win. Obviously, if queens are traded, white's queening very quickly, and black is not queening very quickly. And queen e7 check forces the trade of queens. We either trade queens on e6 or f7. If the king goes to the third rank, queen e6 check is winning. If the king goes to the first rank, we check and then play queen f7 check, trading queens. So the game would continue like this. And even though black tries to queen, trying is the first step to failure, because king d6 exclam, former muscle. And because white played king d6, this move is winning. Now that's impossible to see in a 3-minute game, probably no matter how much time you have. But anyway, queen e7 check would have won the game quickly. You played e6, and white's still better because white's pawn is more advanced. In this position, king e7 is actually a mistake. King here and king here both probably win. Now black has perpetual, which he actually played. Yeah. Whoa, Levy played for the win with a5, which loses the game because your pawn's way further advanced than his. So that was crazy. Yeah, this should just be winning for white. Always repeat. Okay, so in this position, king b6 should just win. Instead of blocking with the queen. Actually, it doesn't. It wants to play king c5. King c5 is not even a move I would play king b7, but I wouldn't play king c5. Yeah, king c5 is winning. You're threatening queen here check winning. And it runs out of checks eventually, I guess. It seems like this should be a draw to me. This pawn's pretty far advanced. But the engine says white's winning, so. All right, but you guys had enough. I mean, it's a 3-minute game, so, you know. I mean, but Levy playing for a win is just because you're lower rated than him. He would never play for a win against somebody with a similar rating in this position. He would give the perpetual check because he knows that he's in trouble here. Your pawn's much further advanced than his. So Levy went too far trying to win, was losing more than once, but it's a 3-minute game, so. But yeah, I mean, the first, 10, 20, 30 moves of the game was pretty equal. Pretty good game. Yeah, and then Levy had an advantage and couldn't push it through and so forth. But see, the thing is, and this was discussed on stream on, with Leko and Tanya Sachdev, that, people complain that the players today don't play the endgame as well. There's too many blunders. And Leko explained why, which I've explained before, which is in the old days, games were adjourned. And you always had hours and hours and hours on your clock. Every 10, 20, 30 moves, you got more time. Now it's sudden death. You both have 30 seconds. You play the last 50 moves in 30 seconds. So there's all kinds of blunders. But, back in the day, if you watched Queen's Gambit, Borgov's like, we're going to adjourn. And he's analyzing the games with his comrades. So they play the end game well. 200 centidues. Hooray. Skate 8. Yeah. Yeah, but I mean, this was common. So a lot of the end games that were played, between 1945 and 2005 in Super Grandmaster play, those games were adjourned around move 40, 45, and they were analyzed by teams of people all night, sometimes for more than one day. The adjournment day was later. So those end games were better played now when you got to finish the game and you're exhausted. Go Borgov. Big money, Noemi, stop. $25 from Pam. Pam's giving out $25 like it's Christmas. She gave Karen 25, she gave me 25. Go Pam. 100 centidues. Go NRP Cloud. Yeah. Go everybody. I need a rematch. What? The kids do love the delicious taste of Cinnamon Toast Crunch. That is correct. Yeah. Cinnamon Toast Crunch might be vegan. There's a few cereals that are strangely vegan. That might be one of them. It's possible. Yeah. No, don't have COVID. Don't do it. All right, so that was a chess game. That was good. That was an excellent game. We don't see those on my stream very often. All right, let's see. White wins by checkmate. That is one way to win. Some noise was made, so I have to stop looking. 300 centidues from Skate 8. One Hit Blunder subscribed. Let's see. What happened, Farnsley? Why is he a sore loser? What did he do? I didn't see anything. Cinnamon Toast Crunch isn't vegan. No. You would guess most cereals are vegan? Very few cereals are vegan. Very few. 5% max. Why do you say that, Farnsley? What happened? I want the dirt. Best chess player ever? Probably Farnsley. Yeah. Yeah, most cereals just have pork and beef and chicken. Yeah. Chess24 called him a loser and a sore loser? Really? I don't believe that. That's crazy. Yeah, pork toast crunch isn't vegan. That's right, Meepex. Yeah. They did? What? Why would they do that? What? There's a clip. Why would they do that? That's weird. Oh, they comment on him destroying something after stream? Well, the truth hurts. If he destroys his own stuff, then who cares? Kaya called him a sore loser. Man, the truth hurts. Man. ban him, yeah. Let's see. Captain Crunch is vegan, yay. Ann Arbor Academy Chess Tournament in 2005. Go the Great Bangini. I remember the Ann Arbor Academy. Yeah. All right, interesting something. Not sure what. What was I doing? I was doing something. Let's see. This is a miniature game. I beat Hikaru with black. Very suspicious. I made an early big blunder. You need to repost the PGN. Hi, Ben. I experimented a bit. Well, that's good. I was white. Can you point out something? All right. Let's point it out. All right, 1562 versus 1520. Time control 1800. Sounds like 30 minutes. I don't know. And these are chess.com ratings, I guess. Yeah. Let's see. Are cats vegan? Chicken is vegan. Let's see. Dubov won. Here's the clip of Chess24 calling him a loser. Very suspicious. Oh, so he said Hikaru was a loser today because he lost. Okay. Not that he's a loser, but he just lost. Yeah. Something was lost in translation. Skate 8 gave lots of centidues. Psych 91 subscribed. Psych. Yeah. Yeah, she actually went to school in Michigan for a while in high school. Maybe that's why her English isn't elegant. I don't know. If I was a Caro, I would have said, soy un perdedor. I'm a loser, baby. Okay, so Walkie TV was white. He said he played the English. It didn't become the anguish. E3 is not the most common move. Now, black played a very strange move here. D5 would be the normal move to give black an advantage after this weakening move. He played queen e7, confusing the audience. So my assumption is he thought white wanted to play d4, so he pinned it. So he can't play d4. All right. Yeah, these moves aren't so bad. I've seen worse moves. Yeah, knight d5 looks good. d4 looks good too. Again, this is a case of, just thinking about what you're doing and not what your opponent's doing. So black wants to do all kinds of, infiltrations and penetrations, but you can't do penetration unless you have prophylaxis. I wonder if you felt like it froze. Anyway, that's just a blunder, losing a piece, and white found queen a4 check, winning the knight. Yeah. Etc. Let's see. What's going on here? 200 centidues. Yay. Thanks, Matt Kamen. 110 centidues. Thanks, Buzzard Bait. Hooray. Go, everybody. Everybody thought it froze. As long as 95% of you didn't get that joke, we're okay. $3,000 viewers a do. Yeah, so when a knight's here, queen here, check, winning your knight, that could happen, which it did. Now the game loses a lot of interest, but maybe there's more interest later. Like white getting his queen trapped. Yeah, I guess he didn't get his queen trapped. Mango is not good. Wake Up Sheep, gifted a sub. Thank you. All right. Not sure why White gave away his C pawn, but all right, fine. Still up a piece. Yeah. Well, the game wasn't very interesting. It was Black blundered a piece on move 10, and then White took all of Black's pieces. And then some. All right, and finally Black resigned. Yeah. So this game was interesting until here, and then White has an advantage, and Knight b4 just loses a piece. This is the kind of trap I show my, beginning students, for years and years and years and years, and so on. Yep, I hate when that happens. Let's see. Why is b4 continuously light yellow? I don't know. Probably you're imagining. You're confusing yellow and blue. How could you do that? Terrible. Queen a4 and queen a5 check, yeah. Drew Penner, 1 cent to do. Thank you. 100 cent to do's. Yeah. Yeah, Knight b4 losing a piece to here is that. Yeah, it's kind of thing that happens a lot. When I was in Belgium before you guys were born, I was playing a 1900, and we got this position, and my opponent played b6, and I checked, and he resigned. So obviously, if I play queen a4 here, he plays knight c6. But, okay, with the pawn on b6, then it's not as good. Yeah. And already White's winning. Trying to learn, donated 5 subs, thank you. Yeah, losing a piece here happens quite often, whether it's a knight or a bishop or anything. Yeah. That could happen. Yeah. Go trying to learn. Help that hype train. All right. All right, so that game, was, that was somebody blundering a piece pretty early. Yeah. Now, you didn't miss anything. Your opponent, you took a piece and you won. Yeah. That's the best we got around here, though. Yeah. Pretty bad until it was not too bad. Well, that makes sense. Played this last night. I was born at night, but not last night. This has the joke, don't show this to Manmoth. That sounds like a game I should look at. All right, let's look. All right, White's 1477 and Black's 1639. And it's a daily game. All right. And we have another English. Although I guess from Black's point of view, it was anguish. All right, how's that hype train doing? How's the scam train going? Scam those people. Go Pigs. Some people told me I ate like a pig, but it was more like a duck because pigs tend to chew their food. Go Mepex. Scam train. Tisker Tasker. Trying to help out the scam train. Okay, so we have another English. Yay, Shanghai Czech. 1,400 centidues. That's a good number of centidues. McJurgle, 100 centidues. Moderators deleting all the messages. Yay. All right, knight f3 is legal. d4 is the most common move, but knight f3 is good. Again, White would normally play d4, but d3 is okay. Bishop e6, then bishop g4. The English has these slow maneuvering games recommended by Yasser. Yeah, c takes isn't what you want to play. You don't want to trade your center pawn for a side pawn. You want to play h3 or a4. Yeah, taking this isn't something you want to do. Fen Beingold, 10,000 centidues. Hooray for everybody, but mainly Fen Beingold. 10,000 centidues. That red thing never stops spinning now. Also, Skate 8, 100 centidues to show you the comparison. I won against the Blackmar Deemer Teichmann variation. I played 98.2. Can you analyze? Yes, sir, sir, sir. Hooray for you. Yeah, I like that red spinny thing. One time I saw the yellow spinny thing. That's 100,000 centidues. That's more money than you guys have seen in your life. 100,000 centidues. $100,000 centidues, everybody's got them. Purple Fay, 5 centidues. Thank you. 100 centidues, Tisker Tasker 48. Go everybody. No Sputnik in the channel. Yeah, I like watching that red thing too. It's mesmerizing. Yay, 2K Stimulus, making it rain. Pam, 200 centidues. Go Pam. Welcome to Miami, my second home. That's right. Welcome to Miami. Where's the red thing? No. Boo. Doesn't know where the red thing is. Terrible. Man, you banned quicker than I did. Very good. 25 centidues. All right, let's look at this game. Takes. We took with the C pawn. Yeah, you want to take towards the center. Towards the center. Not away from the center. No, not away. Okay, so A takes would be better. Now white's back and trying to get an advantage still. Trying is the first step to failure. Double up on the bubble up. Now that's a blunder which black took advantage of. Pretty good. Pretty sneaky, sis. So the purpose of queen b6, which white didn't notice, is to play knight c5. Okay, recommended by Run DMC due to its trickiness. So white didn't see that. White has to do something about that, but he didn't. And then black did play knight c5. So there you go. Fen Beingold, 200 centidues. Go everybody, go hype trained. 100 centidues, super wig from the wig party. Okay, so sometimes you lose material. These things happen. Okay, black's up an exchange for Vishwa nothing. For some reason, white just gave his pawn away. All right. Looks good for black. Looks good. Knight takes e5, confusing the audience. God damn. I said god damn. Just press whoa for a while. Subscribed. Hooray. 3,000 viewers. How? Good question. How would I prevent knight c5? Well, one thing you can do is move your queen. So queen could move anywhere. Then knight c5 doesn't attack the queen, so I could just take it. Like queen a3, queen a2, queen c2. You could also play knight d2, defending your queen, so that if knight c5, you could take it again. And then play knight c4 later. I mean, a lot of moves stop knight c5, but not stopping it. Yeah. All right. So white sacrificed a piece and played for this trick. Okay, and black's still winning. Several moves win, but not the move that black played. Black can play queen c8 or rook c8, and he's still winning. He played here, and now white has really good counterplay with his pawn on e7. So knight takes e5 was a super good trick in a lost position, because now the game's a total mess. Even though black is up a rook, black has to find some good moves. And queen c8 is really strong. The reason is we're threatening the queen, we defend our rook, and the queen has to defend the bishop. So if white trades queens and tries to win a piece, this piece is falling. So black is still up a rook. So rook b8 wasn't good enough. And then queen d7 is not good. That move's not very good. White should play bishop a3. Try to keep his pawn on e7. And he did play bishop a3, which just loses immediately to rook here. Okay, now black's winning. Always play bishop f1. And in this position, black made a terrible blunder that I think a lot of us would make. I think so. Black's completely winning here, and like every move wins. All moves win. Like moving the queen to any square wins because the queen's attacked. So just move the queen anywhere. The engine says queen b7's plus 10. Sacrificing the exchange wins. Queen d7 wins. Black played bishop h3, which looks good, but it actually loses. Amazing. So that was very fortuitous for white, and black was just unlucky. Because if white doesn't find the winning move here, and I wouldn't expect most of you to find it, then black's going to win. Obviously, black didn't see the move, otherwise black wouldn't have played bishop h3. Pretty awesome. He played bishop h3, recommended by Shirov. Shirov always recommended that stuff. Queen takes b1 is correct, as pointed out in the chat. Bam! Now white's winning because white's up a piece, but black fell on his sword and got checkmated. Amazing. You can play rook b8 and bishop c8 and move the queen to the back rank. C'est pas différence. C'est pas bon pour moi maintenant. Incroyable. As we say en français, black has problems on the Etienne Bacro. And checkmate. Always play bishop f1. That's correct. Man, that was amazing. I mate you, you mate me. Man, the truth hurts. Never resign. It was a very niche joke. That's right. In French, if you want to say yes, you say oui, oui. You got to be yanking me. Or I'll be back in a minute. I got to go take a wicked yes. Fen Beingold gifted 5 subs, reminding me to look at his game. Yeah. Now that was pretty awesome. Queen takes b1. God damn. Got to look at those captures. All right. White resigns. So let's see. We got this. We got this. Invalid PGN. What? It's got to be the white resigns part because it was in some funny brackets. It has to be. You would never make any other mistake. Or maybe. No, you made some other mistake. I don't know what it was, though. Invalid PGN. Let's see. What'd you do wrong? 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 26. I don't see any errors in the PGN. What am I missing? I don't know. Looks good to me. Go Fen Beingold. What Fen Beingold do wrong? I got rid of the... I don't understand what the problem is. This looks good. There's no move 5 for black. I'm guessing it was bishop g4. Bam! All right, I figured it out. Jay Grow just subscribed. Hooray! Go Pam. No. Yeah, well, I mean, black didn't play a fifth move, so that would have made it tough. 200 centidues. Bishop g4, exclam, former muscle. All right, so 2,400 plus. And then Fen Beingold. All right. Yeah, 2,300 plus. No. I thought she beat a 2,400 plus. No, terrible. Okay, so he played F3, losing the game. Never play F3. Trying to play the Blackmar Deemer, and he does. It's the Blackmar Deemerist. All right, so Bishop G4 and E6 are the most common moves. You played Bishop G4. And then you played C6. 200 centidues from Garbage Collector. He's 24. I know you're 2,300 plus. Ugh. Terrible. And this $2 he keeps doing is making me holler over here. Thanks, Sven Beingold. Okay. So G4, god damn. Pretty aggressive. All right, you took. That's how you refute it. By giving all his pawns away, he has a lot of open files. What was the time control, Fen Beingold? Was it 3 minutes as per usual? 3 minutes as per usual. All right, E6, good. White has very good compensation for 2 pawns. Bishop C5, trading it off. Okay, good. Queen C7. Okay, that doesn't seem like it works. You could play knight BD7 or castles. Your move's the best. G5 is the most aggressive, giving another pawn away. Now here you didn't take the G5 pawn with check. I'm going to guess because you didn't see it. Also, that wasn't a guess. You just didn't see queen takes G5 check. If you deny it, I'll beat you until you admit it. I'll beat you. I want an admission now. Didn't see queen takes G5 check. That's right. If you deny it, you're banned. Man, he's writing a soliloquy, I guess. There's no answer here. It seemed counterintuitive. You're right, I missed it. Okay, knight d5 is okay. Yeah, that happens. Knight takes d5. Okay, you have to take it with the c pawn. Otherwise, rook e1 check is winning. Queen takes b7. Rook b8's the best. Castles is good. Yeah, he obviously doesn't have enough now. His queen c7, b7 sortie didn't work. 95. Never trade, good. c3, knight c6. Every move wins. Easy win. Knight b4 is cute. Now it's over. So many tears he cried. It's over. Always play king b1. Knight takes triple exclam. Former muscle. Gotta take it. Rook takes b2 is mate, and queen a5 is mate. They're both mate. Yep, and there's no defense to b2. Well, that certainly doesn't do it. Yeah, and then resigns. Queen a3 mate next move. Yeah, your opponent's play wasn't very accurate that game, I would say. Because he had compensation in this position, and his next few moves weren't good. Queen g3 to c7 was a bad plan because it didn't activate these pieces. He shouldn't be interested in winning a pawn. He should be interested in your king. So bishop d4, g5. This idea is too slow. That just doesn't work. Also, I think after g5, he didn't see queen takes g5 either. That's also my opinion. Yeah, here he has almost, taking this pawn doesn't help him get at your king at all, and he's not attacking with these pieces. 200 centidues. Yeah. Go, Karen. Karen, what did they say about your new purse? Noto subscribed. Hooray. Never trade. Was there something wrong with queen e3 check instead of castling? No. But that's not really the right way to phrase the question. Like, you should say, queen e3 check is better than castles because, and then give some reason. I'm not saying it's not better, but you could say, why didn't he play queen e7 instead of castles, or rook b6, or knight b6, or queen c7? You don't just put people in check because you like it. You have to have a reason. Here, black is winning. So black should be playing the safest possible way, which is castles. After castles, if it was a slow game, white can resign. So there's no reason to do anything tricky. Not that queen e3 check is tricky. I'm going to castle. Queen e3 is better because I'm going to castle and play rook b6 and double rooks. How is queen e3 related to that sentence? You say you're going to play queen e3 so you can castle, but you could castle so you can castle. Like, castling already castles. So I still don't understand queen e3. Also, boo, boo. Yeah, Fen Beingold's the best. He's the best donor, the best chess player, the best handle. He's better than all the rest. Better than anyone I ever met. The only thing better than Fen Beingold is Karen's purse. He didn't play queen e3 check to win a pawn. He said, I want to play queen e3 check, then castle. Instead of just castling. This pawn is irrelevant. What's relevant is this king getting good, this rook getting active. Black's already up a pawn. Yeah, never force king b1. I think Fen Beingold's better than Manmoth, but it's close. He's higher rated. I didn't get a harumph out of that guy. Give the governor a harumph. Better watch your ass. All right, back to whatever it is I was doing. I don't know what that was. But whatever it is, I was doing it. All right, let's see. Looking at these fine games. They're fine games. None of these PGNs will work. None of them. Let's see. What was that noise? I'm trying to do a game. 200 centidues. Fen Beingold. Let's see. Let's see, blah, blah, blah. This was against Naka today, and he insinuated I was a cheater. Well, stop cheating then. I like the way he insinuated. What does that mean? Also, how do you play 3-minute chess with Hikaru? What? How do your rating is like 100? What? How are you getting to play 3-minute chess with Hikaru? Did you give him like $1 million? What's going on here? All right. So this is Guild Wars. You're like 2250, right? This is a 3-minute game. Versus Dubrov. Who's Dubrov? You mean Dubov? That's the guy you rated yesterday. Guild Wars? No, it's not the guy I rated yesterday. Ovi's the guy. Yeah, Chess with Ovi. Chess with Ovi gifted subs. He gifted 5 subs. Go Chess with Ovi. The more subs you donate, the more subs we have. Dubov 2-0'd Hikaru. That's not what happened. Aronian beat Hikaru 2-0. Dubov beat Carlsen. Yeah, stop getting confused over there. All right, so Guild Wars is black in 3-minute against Hikaru. Got a Sicilian. Hikaru played this a lot when he was a kid. this, the f4, bishop c4 against the Sicilian, the so-called Grand Prix attack. All right, so far nobody's cheating. Good. Okay, d5 makes sense. Knight d4 makes sense. f5 makes sense. All right, the engine likes black a lot because, two bishops defend. Usually the engine likes black and then white checkmates black in a real game. So that's usually what happens. Yeah, and also this opening is a favorite of Hikaru's stepfather, Sunil Weeramantry. He played this before Hikaru was born. F takes e4, knight g5. Here comes the checkmate. All right, knight f5 and bishop d4 are both good. Knight f5 is good. Rook f5, always sack the exchange. Good, Hikaru. D takes e4. The engine the engine just says black's winning. It says that white's overpressed. Yeah, the problem is if white plays the obvious bishop takes, king takes, queen takes check, king f6 is, black's just winning. I mean, black's up a lot of material. And that's like the end of the threats. So the engine gives black a winning advantage there. So Hikaru played trick here. Okay, now it says Hikaru's winning because of the trade on e4. Now Hikaru can play rook to d1. And the idea is it attacks the queen, obviously. The queen can't go to f6 because then queen h7's mate. And with the rook coming in, we have like knight d5 and queen h. Yeah, so here actually Hikaru's winning. So if we want to go back a few moves, after d takes e4, in this position, black has two very strong moves, bishop d4 check or f6. Never play f6. But d takes e4 is actually bad. Yeah, now white's actually winning. Now rook d1 wins, attacking the queen. Queen takes h7, knight d5 check, rook d6 check, taking on e4. Rook d1's winning. It gets another piece into the attack, Morphy style. Now, of course, Hikaru's playing a 3-minute game and probably has like a minute here, so. Fen Beingold. Yeah. No, obviously, black has a king issue, but Hikaru sacrificed a lot of material to get it as king. The engine says queen h7's a draw and rook d1 wins. So Hikaru went all in on the king side and it's paying off. Now, of course, Hikaru's waking up 4 or 5 in the morning and then he's playing, in the Super GM tournament and then he starts streaming and he's playing 3-minute, he's not going to play his best. If he was playing Carlsen for the World Championship, he'd play rook d1. But, he's playing a 3-minute game when he's totally exhausted. So now the game should be a draw. And it was. King e5 is actually the drawing move. This move actually loses. And king e5 draws. That's crazy. Wow, king e5. The problem with king e7 is queen h4 check, which Hikaru didn't play. Now after queen h4 check, you can't play king d7 because rook check wins the queen. So queen h4 check's just completely winning. The engine says +6. King e7's a blunder. Hikaru played rook e1, and now black's winning. Queen d4, knight f2 check, king f6. Black's winning now. Rook e4. Right, and in this position, I was going to say there's no way that black found the right move, but he did. That's probably why Hikaru thought you were cheating. Because you played an amazing move here. Now, it turns out every move wins, but your move's really cool, rook e8. So if rook takes queen, rook e1 mate. Yeah, now black is super winning. Stopping the mate. Obviously trading queens wins. Queen b2 wins too. But trading queens has to be easier. Yeah, it's just very easy win. Rook d5 is the best move to play rook f5. This is also super winning. Not sure how you didn't win. Put it in H. Man, Hikaru's tricky. H5, G6. Doesn't work. All right, so, I mean, here after rook f6, the game's over. White would resign. Rook f6 is the easiest. This is also winning. This is also winning. And then king h7, there's no checks. But okay, you played here. Unusual technique here. And you just repeat it and drew instead of winning. Every move wins, but you just have to not repeat. All right, well, I mean, Black made lots of mistakes that game when he was winning. So it seems very, very, very unlikely he was cheating. Yeah, but Hikaru was actually winning in two places. If he played rook d1 in this position, the engine says he's winning. Play rook d1 before you play queen h7, so your rook is in the game instead of on a1. And then after king e7, queen h4 check wins. The engine says like +6. And he played rook e1, which loses. And then instead of winning, they repeated later. So it wasn't a great game, but it was an interesting game because Black's king was pretty bad. Pretty bad king. 200 Senzu-dos. Yeah. No, I mean, if Black cheated, he would have won at the end. I mean, yeah. Also, he probably would have been lost in two different positions. Yeah. Yeah, 3 minutes tough. Yeah. Anyway, it seems very likely that on my stream yesterday, in the 10-minute game that I lost, my opponent was dishonest because chess.com gave me my rating points back and did something. I don't know if they banned him or yelled at him. I don't know. So chess.com believes there was some unfairness going on. The other games that I lost, a friend came in from out of town. There were tidal waves, floods, locusts. That's why I lost the other games. So, 200 Senzu-dos. Yeah, Fen Beingel was pretty adamant that my opponent cheated yesterday. He was banned, I checked. Yeah. I mean, it felt like he was cheating. I didn't know if he was cheating, it just felt like it. Sometimes I know, but I didn't know then. That's why I didn't say anything at the time. I mean, I was talking about it, but I didn't report him. You fed him to the Bears, the Chicago Bears? Win if you can, lose if you must, right. Etc. Mainly, etc. Yeah. I mean, those locusts came. That was a really interesting game. And here's what surprises me about that game. When Hikaru was a kid, you know, he was playing this a lot with White, and his stepfather was also. But the engine says White just has a bad position here. I don't know if Hikaru agrees with that. It's weird that White has a bad position, and this, like, Hikaru should know this opening pretty well. That's why grandmasters don't play it very often. Yeah, because this is just standard White attacking, you know, and the engine just says White's doing badly. So, back to the drawing board. A 2400 engine? I've never heard of such a thing. Yeah, both rooks to e8 were winning. Right. Yeah. The greatest player ever, I guess, is Guild Wars. Well, maybe it's Dubov. I don't know. Fen Beingold's pretty good. Fen Beingold, we see a lot of games that you win. Very rarely is he showing games that he lost. He never loses. Yeah. Ron Weasley was pretty good. Pretty good. Yeah. And so forth. No, I don't want to see a loss. I want to see you win. It's more uplifting and so forth. So one thing I want to talk about in today's tournament, the Hikaru and Magnus and all those guys, is in the rook and pawn ending that was played today between Magnus and Dubov, where eventually Magnus had an extra pass c-pawn. I mean, Dubov defended amazingly well when he was in trouble. I mean, really well. Really well. And also, yesterday in Radjabov Nepomniachtchi, in that knight versus bishop ending, which ended in a draw, that was amazing defense. I think Nepomniachtchi was the one who was worse. I mean, that was really easy to lose. That was easy to lose, and he several times played the only move that drew. Man, those guys defend great. Even with very little time on their clock. I mean, there's some really good moves. And obviously, the game that Wesley beat Dubov yesterday, 2 days ago, wow. I mean, Wesley made and Wesley does this, he'll make 20 engine moves in a row. It's ridiculous. Terrible. So in the first Sinquefield Cup, which I think was 2012, but it might have been 2011. I think it was 12. Well, it was 11 or 12. In the first Sinquefield Cup, there were 4 players: Kamsky, Nakamura, Aronian, and Magnus. And it was a double round robin. Magnus won. And in round 1, Magnus was white against Kamsky. And Kamsky equalized easily. Easy with black. Easy. And probably was thinking about how to get an advantage. And between moves 14 until the end of the game, which was move 44, every move Magnus played was the number 1 engine move. Man, I was aghast isn't the right word, but I was amazed. I mean, every move was the engine move. So he won, but I mean, every move. It's number 1 engine move every time. God damn. So those guys play pretty well in slow chess, but in rapid, bullet, and blitz, there's a lot of mistakes. A lot of mistakes. Somebody was complaining. Nepomniachtchi usually complains if he has a bad tournament. So he was complaining about the format today, because it's really hard to play a lot of rapid games against, a 2750 when there's a lot on the line, and, it's nerve-wracking and stuff. And he didn't like the format. And somebody, obviously they were trolling him, don't play the tournament then and stop whining. But one person said, this is why Fabi doesn't play in these tournaments. I don't know if that's true, but they were claiming Fabi doesn't play in a lot of these Super GM Rapid tournaments because it's silly. And actually in Emopar 1991, I think it was 91, the one that Timon won, where he beat Anand, Kamsky, Karpov, and Kasparov in matches, Ivanchuk was invited and didn't participate. And they said, why didn't you participate? And he said, 30-minute chess is silly. He didn't want to play 30-minute chess. He just thought that's not serious. So, I mean, some of the super GMs don't want to play in these kinds of events, I guess, but most of them do because a lot of them are very scared of their rating. They don't want to lose rating points. So if you're the number 7 player in the world, for example, you don't want to be the number 20 player in the world. You want to be number 7. You don't want to go lower. So a lot of them are very wary of playing in tournaments where their rating can go down and they won't get invited anymore to these big tournaments. $5. Thanks, Joey Joe. So rapid tournaments that aren't FIDE rated, especially online, you're not risking your world ranking and you're getting paid a lot of money and so forth. But obviously, if you're playing hours and hours of chess and you're in time trouble, 80% of the time, and your opponents are really good, it's very nerve-wracking. And even someone, the 2 best rapid players in the world, supposedly, Magnus and Hikaru, I mean, they lose almost every game. That's how hard the competition is. Truth hurts. Yeah. I mean, it's just really difficult. Yeah, Timon won 70,000 US that tournament in 91, and the Dutch government said thank you. So that's, yeah. Truth hurts. Yeah. The more ads you see, the more you should subscribe to my channel. Then you won't see any ads. Man, I wish Jesus was here. They give you all subs. Yeah. GMs do want to play for the love of the game, but don't call them Shirley. Yeah. Yeah, when there's faster time controls, the results are more randomized, obviously. There's more blunders. So, see, here's the funny thing about chess. The gawking rabble don't want to see draws. They want to see a lot of blunders. They want to see a lot of time trouble. They want the commentators to be excited, etc. And the way you do that is to have people play not so well. So if everybody's playing perfectly and all the games are draws and nobody's making any mistakes, some people don't like that. But if Magnus hangs his queen and then his opponent mouse slips and then Magnus gets disconnected and then the players are, and then Naroditsky's destroyed, you guys love that. So there's two ways to do that. You take the best players in the world and you make them play very quickly, or you take players who aren't the best players in the world that, don't play as well, and then you watch them play. So, for example, if there was like a tournament for players rated 1,500 to 2,000, and we had grandmasters commentating, they would have a lot to say about the moves, about the incorrect strategical ideas, the not playing in theoretical lines, not putting pressure on their opponent, blunders on both sides, and you guys would like that. But since those guys aren't famous, it's less interesting. It's more interesting when Carlsen and Nakamura play 5 games and get half a point out of 5. That's what you guys want. You guys want to see blunders, and you want to see the best players in the world doing it, and so forth. Yeah. So there you go. What was funny was, in the preliminaries of the event 2 days ago, in rounds like 8 and 9 or 9 and 10, it was all draws. Every game was a draw. Then today, in the knockout, in the first round of the 4 games, there were no draws, which was very interesting. No draws is very unusual with that level of player. That's not going to happen very much. Yeah, that keeps it real. Yeah. But yeah, I mean, when the top players play slow chess, they play a lot better, and they draw a lot more, and you guys don't like that. So, yeah, etc. Yeah, that's the thing I don't like about the top level chess in slow chess is when the players play 25, 30 moves of prep and then draw shortly thereafter. That I don't like. That's not interesting for the spectator. But, I mean, some of the best players in the world, like Magnus, aren't playing for draws. They're trying to win. Yeah, it is exhausting. And in fact, Hikaru was asked a few months ago, what's more difficult, playing one slow game that lasts 4 or 5 hours, or playing 3 or 4 rapid games that last the same amount of time? You see what I'm saying? And he said, the rapid's a lot harder because there's so many more decisions you're making. And you don't have any time to do it. So, when you have a 5-hour slow game, you're taking your time. Your opponent and you are playing very solid. You see all the tactics. And when you're playing rapid, you got to guess a lot, because you can't calculate as deeply, and you got to make those decisions really quickly, and you're in time trouble all the time. So playing 3, 4, 5 rapid games in a day against somebody who's 27, 2800 is too much. And the level of play is going to drop off, and the players are going to get upset. And that's why when Dubov won, he was obviously happy. He said he was too happy. And, when you lose, you saw how Amanda Pomniachtchi got, and I guess Hikaru got mad too. I don't know. Yeah, I mean, that's the way to stop it. The way to stop GMs from playing non-game draws is to not invite them to tournaments anymore. That'll stop it. You could also just have rules against it. You can be like, you can't do that. You got to play a game. You can't just play the same 10-move draw every game. It doesn't happen all the time, but it does happen too much. Well, obviously. Dubov apologized for being so happy. Yeah. I don't think they need to make any big changes. I mean, there has to be some peer pressure. You can't, if Magnus is like, we can't have these quick draws in these tournaments. These are serious events. The spectators are, the sponsors. We gotta play some interesting chess here. And unfortunately, they make the format such where you're trying to qualify. So this is the same thing when people are trying to get IM and GM norms. If I need 6 out of 9, and I have 5.5 out of 8, and I need a draw in the last game, I'm supposed to get yelled at for playing a quick draw and getting my IM and GM title? I mean, I'm trying to get my title. So if you draw quickly in the last round and win the tournament or qualify for the next round, why would you risk that if you don't have to? And I guess an analogous situation would be on Jeopardy. It's obviously not interesting on Jeopardy when somebody already won before Final Jeopardy, because that person already won. They bet $1 or $100 or $0 and they win. Now, what they could do to always make Final Jeopardy interesting, they could always make it interesting. Always. They could require all 3 players must bet all their money. If they did that, Final Jeopardy is always important. But they do it where when somebody has an insurmountable lead, Final Jeopardy is irrelevant, which is weird to have the final thing be irrelevant. That's strange. So the way the system is set up in chess and in, I guess, that particular game show, the end of it doesn't matter sometimes. And so Wesley is drawing a few games quickly because he's trying to qualify for the next, and he did. So that's unfortunate. Yeah. Asking about Shakespeare. Yeah. All right, let's look at another game, because these games are all great. All right, no cheating. Nobody cheated. I mean, maybe. I don't know. Let's see here. 600 versus 600. A Manmoth could be here. Oh, this has so many things. Too many things. Man, the PGNs you guys put in here always have a lot of nonsense in them. This was a 15-10 game. Point out my mistake. Thank you, Mr. Grandmaster Feingold Sir. Yeah, there you go. From Tremendous Blunders. Okay, this is 1328 is white and 1374 is black. This game was 15-minute with a 10-second increment. Okay, so... Oh, wait, that is right. I'm sorry. Yeah. I played too slowly. I gave my opponent an attack. I defended. I played too slowly defending. I messed up a winning endgame and was lucky to draw. Okay. Says tremendous blunders. He was blundering before you were born. Go Pictionary. Not sure where you should go. Okay. It's the Petrov. Bishop e3. I don't know that move. I like it. That's an interesting move. All right. Pretty equal. Pretty equal. Queen b5. All right. That doesn't make a lot of sense. I guess he wanted to get his bishop out. Okay. So in this position, both sides just develop their pieces, and White's going to castle next move, which he did. So since White didn't castle and Black did, and it's Black's move, Black is looking for a way to punish White for not castling. And there actually is a move that does that, and that move is Bishop h6, because the bishop is pinned. After Bishop h6, Black has a huge advantage. The engine says 1.42. So Bishop h6 is a way to punish White for, doing the queen rigmarole here instead of just queen b3. All right, so Black missed a chance to get an advantage. b5 is, not horrible. Not great. Bishop g5 is good. Unpinning is good. Kicking the knight out's good. Put it in h. Now h4 is a very poor move because we're giving away the g4 square. And there's no attack here for White. The engine actually wants to play knight e4, which is a pawn sacrifice, which I guess is ill-advised for White to capture. I guess bishop f5 is annoying. But yeah, h4 is very bad. These pieces are all here, so there's not going to be any attack here. He's giving away g4. It's a very poor move. That's a very poor move, giving up the bishop. Yeah, and this is just really good for Black. Bishop g7 is okay. Yeah, you definitely don't want to play fg. Take towards the center. Always towards the center. And h4 doesn't make any sense. Okay, so both players are under the misconception that this sacrifice is going to give White some attack. It's no attack for White. There's no pieces over there. Unless White gives all his pieces away. So Black should play c5, attacking in the center, and Black has a big advantage. Rook e6, defending something that doesn't need to be defended. Bishop h6, stopping knight g5. Knight e5 is good. Yeah, the engine wants to sack the exchange. Always sack the exchange. Rook takes e5. That's my kind of move. f4 is a good move. I agree with that. f5 is a good move. I agree with that. Now Black has to sacrifice the exchange, and then he's fine, because this bishop is really strong. But he played here, and now White's attacking. Rawr, go White. That knight on e5 is a monster. g5 is forced, blocking White's attack, but he always retreated. Double up on the bubble up. Yeah, he's really defending when, that move gives away most of White's attack because it trades a lot of pieces. So that's a mistake. Always trade everything. Knight f5, that's a mistake. And now Black has two pieces for a rook. All right. That's a very strange move. The knight's attacked. So just knight takes g6. This loses the knight. He didn't take the knight. Wow. Yeah, just take the knight. Queen e2 is also good. But okay, taking the knight and White should be winning. Now black has a brilliant win, which he missed. Now what black did probably wins, but this is a great intermezzo. Instead of taking on g6, which probably wins, black missed knight g4, threatening queen h2 mate. God damn. Yeah, and this is amazing. Like, white can try to attack, but this move wins. It's really nice why it wins. Bishop takes just gives the rook away, but this is the nice variation. This stops queen h2 mate, check, and then after this discovered check, we get rid of the defense of the bishop. So we take the bishop. Now we're threatening the rook, and we're threatening to win the queen. Knight d2 or knight g3, winning the queen, and the rook. So that now it's just winning. So knight g4 was a nice win. Very hard to spot. But he played this, and this is also a winning endgame, but this takes a lot of technique. A lot of lower-rated players aren't good with two pieces against a rook. They're not good at coordinating their pieces. So far, I like the way black's playing. Great, moving his king up. Man, awesome. Yeah, black's playing great so far. After I was dissing him. Not sure why he played h6, but h6 doesn't make a lot of sense. b4 is the best move. That'll give black a passed pawn. He'll break up the center here and get the take on d4. It's counterplay. No, not c6. Knight e7, making sure the rook can't infiltrate over here. No, counterplay. No, boo. All the pawns are hanging. Knight f8, making sure he can't defend his c6 pawn. Really bad move. All right, now white's winning. Bishop b2 is a blunder. The bishop was needed here because rook f4 is mate. See how I cheated there? Obviously, rook f4 is not mate because it takes two moves to get there. And the other reason is the bishop is defending it. However, after here, rook f6 is winning. Checkmate and rook takes knight. So bishop b2 was a blunder. Now this is winning for white. But he played here. Again, rook f6 wins. Neither player saw it. White's still winning here. Here, white just can win the knight. Check and takes. The bishop's trapped on b2. Still didn't play rook. Yeah. Still winning for white. And he should play rook f6 here. That's the easiest way to win. And a4 gives away the win, I guess. No, a4 is actually okay. Yeah, instead of b5, he should move his king up. And then he could sack his rook for when the pawn queens, and he should be winning this endgame easily. This says that black was drawn. Oh. Yeah, here black should play knight b6, but he missed it. You can't take the knight as I queen, and you can't take the pawn. So now the engine says king b4 is a draw. Now white's winning again. Yeah, this should be a pretty easy win. Yeah, this is just an easy win. Oh, b7 giving away the win. That doesn't help him do anything. He has to go here, and this just loses the tempo. Yeah, so king b5 wins. And then king here, and he's winning. Yeah, but b7 loses the tempo. Now it's a draw. Yeah, now he does the same thing, but black's king gets closer to white's pawns. Very interesting game. All three results were likely. And draw agreed. Amazing. Yeah, in this position, king b5, king c6. If you play knight b8, now it's different. King b7 and king c7. I would play this, and then here. And that's the end of that. Yeah, b7 just lost the tempo. And then easy peasy. So that game could have gone either way for a long time, but black started out the endgame well, and then he let white's rook infiltrate and take everything. I mean, knight e7 was a very easy way to stop the rook from getting active in this position. Just knight e7, and then continue. And eventually, might even win the G pawn with knight f5 and take on g3. Yeah. And then knight f8's really bad because you're giving away the c6 pawn also. Knight f8's a weird move in this position. Like, if the guy's going to take this and try to take that, knight e7 protects that. And black is still better here. b4 is still good for black. Got to get a passed pawn. That's why you're moving your king up the board. You want to play king takes d4. b4, get rid of this, take this. Papa John's. So yeah, knight f8's a blunder, bishop b2 is a blunder, and white was winning most of the game. That was, I mean, his name is Tremendous Blunders, so you can't really blame him. I mean, he lived up to his name. Anyway, very interesting. Let's see. Goodness had nothing to do with it. Yeah, knight g4 was strong. Yeah. Yeah, there's very few draws when the lower the rated the players get because they don't defend very well. So when the position is drawn, but one side has to prove it, they don't prove it. Passed pawn gets you a free pizza. What am I doing tomorrow for the new year? Tomorrow's not the new year. It's the day after that. I don't have any plans. Sleep, eat, go to the bathroom. Watch Fleabag. Man, Spencer already watched all of the Fleabag, so it's over. Let's see here. Probably Karen's been texting me. Let's see what she said. Ooh, she sent pictures? Yeah. It's Karen and somebody else. I said, purse is so nice, it gets its own seat. Yeah, I agree with that. Yay, I got a present for Karen and she liked it. Getting a present for Karen, something that she needs that she doesn't have. But she's been complaining about her purse for a long time. Her purse is older than God. So, yeah. What about g3 in that knight g4 position? g3 is a move in the knight g4 position. That is correct. Okay, so after g3, stopping queen h2 mate, I take it. Now I'm threatening queen h3, which is basically mate, because the bishop, yeah. God damn. Now that's attacking the king. Yeah, the engine says it's mate in 15 because white can give all these spite checks. And then, the engine sees the king escaping. But it's mate in 11 now. The king gets over here and then there's no checks. So. But yeah, queen g3 is winning. It's just announcing mate here. I mean, I don't blame him for not playing knight g4. That's difficult to see. Yeah. Eagle Eye 27X subscribed. Hooray. Yeah, when I was a kid, my dad's mother, her husband, my dad's father, passed away in the early 70s. And in the late 70s, she remarried. And that's the one thing I remember. Is they lived in Miami Beach. And I was maybe 8 or 9 years old or something. And I remember him saying, a lot of people here are older than God. I always thought that was funny. It was Miami Beach, so he was right. Hey, everybody. Go, everybody. Yeah. Miami Beach is popping. Yeah. Wait, why do we get more viewers all of a sudden? What happened? We had 2,300. Now it's like we're back on TV or something. Yeah. Go my videos. 3,500 viewers a do. Go viewers a do. It's time for another train. It really is. I wouldn't lie to you. It's time for a train. More trains. And that game was pretty interesting. Tremendous Blunders makes it interesting. That's good. Time to delete everything. The more I delete, the more is deleted. Yeah. All right, that's enough of the viewer game analysis. I can't take much more of that. I'm the funniest. Are you going to do Carlson Dubov analysis on the channel? Probably not. Yeah, the Bobby Fischer lecture has a lot of views. Like 300,000 or something. Yeah. Do you ever plan to cover these online tournaments? Maybe. It could happen. I could cover an online tournament. You never know. Stranger things have happened. Not much stranger. I mean, I haven't watched there's still like 3 episodes of Fleabag left. So, obviously, you got to do that. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, everybody's covering Dubov's games and such. Mainly and such. Yeah, there are a lot of interesting games today. Yeah. Any tips not to blunder so much? Yeah, you should look for your opponent's checks and captures. Always look for your opponent's threats. Then you'll blunder less. I mean, chess is just pattern recognition. If you play enough chess games and it gets into your brain where it becomes like a language to you, then it's easier. But if you play infrequently and or you don't remember stuff that happened in your chess games, that makes it a lot more difficult. I mean, if you're hanging like, Scholar's Mate, and then next week you hang Scholar's Mate again because you don't remember hanging Scholar's Mate a week ago, it's hard to get better. When you play chess, you're supposed to get some kind of lesson from it, and if something you did was bad, like don't do it again. And a lot of people have trouble with that. They make the same mistake over and over and over again. They don't get better. I mean, chess is you getting better over time because you play and analyze chess. And if you're not getting better, you're not learning from what happened. The things that you do are good, keep doing them. The things that you do are bad, change. And when your opponent does bad things or good things, that should also go in your arsenal. But a lot of people are just, they're getting drunk, they're getting high, and they're playing some bullet chess, and they're banging their mouse, and and they're getting some Jack in the Box, and you're not trying to get better. 200 centidues, yeah. I mean, if you take chess seriously, you'll get better, but taking chess seriously doesn't mean playing 800 bullet games in a row. It means doing some study and trying, and doing something to make yourself a better player. Yeah. I don't do coaching, but if you want coaching, then ask Karen, and then she'll give you some ridiculous price, which some people are willing to pay. Yeah. Well, I mean, you can play chess for fun, or you can play chess super seriously. And the top players in the world, most of them try to do both. They try to. I mean, Magnus does a lot of things, that, Botvinnik and the old masters would deride because they would say that he's hurting his chess. Magnus plays a lot of blitz and bullet on the internet, which is not good for his slow game. And, all right. I mean, internet quick chess is becoming more important now, so maybe that's more important now. I don't know. But yeah, I mean, you got to study chess all the time. Otherwise, somebody else studies chess and they get better than you. Truth hurts. And so on. I mean, you don't have to get better at chess. You can just enjoy it. You can play blitz. You can watch super grandmasters play. You can watch all kinds of grandmasters, IMs, FMs, streaming and watch their chess streams. You can watch chess videos. I mean, you can just enjoy chess. You don't have to gain 500 rating points. If you want to gain 500 rating points, then you got to work more. Chippin subscribed. Fischer playing ICC? No. Go, Danny. Man, that guy just won't stop. And his children's children. And his children's children are banned. All right, we're going to end this stream early today because, that's enough. I don't know if I'm streaming tomorrow. I don't know if I'm streaming Friday. 50-50. If I was a betting man, I'd bet against it. I'm definitely streaming on Saturday, January 2nd. Maybe I'll do a 12-hour stream. Like the first stream of the new year, 12 hours? Maybe. It's possible. Anything's possible. In theory, communism works. Yeah. All right, see you guys. Have a good new year, also, etc. Hope you enjoyed the stream. The more you donate, the more you learn. And if you're watching on YouTube, you should come watch live and talk with the gawking rabble and get into fights and stuff. It's the most fun you can have. Let's see. Who do I raid? I don't know. Got to raid somebody. Yeah, I guess I'll raid you. I raid you. You raid me. Got to raid somebody. Blah, blah, blah. Free lectures. I missed the stream. 1 cent to do. Thanks, Purple Faye. All right. See you guys the new year, probably. Bye. Happy New Year.